How can college football players get fair bowl game pay? Imagine a game where millions of dollars are made, but the players who make it happen often see little of that cash. That's the reality of college football's postseason. Major bowl games and the college football playoff bring in huge revenue, sometimes over $100 million for the schools and conferences involved. Yet, players usually don't get a direct cut from these big payouts. Instead, the money mostly goes to the schools, conferences, and sometimes the organizers of the bowl games. Players do receive scholarships and stipends for expenses, and they can earn money through name, image, and likeness deals. But these nil deals are separate from the bowl game payouts and don't always reflect the huge sums generated during bowl season. One big challenge is the idea of amateurism in college sports. For many years, players weren't supposed to get paid directly for playing. Even with the rise of nil, players still don't see a share of the bowl game revenue. Some players choose to sit out bowl games to avoid injury, which makes it even harder to link postseason play with fair pay. Plus, there's no clear rule or law requiring schools or conferences to share bowl money with players. Unlike professional leagues where players negotiate for a percentage of revenue, college players have little say in how the money is divided. So, how can players get fairer pay from these games? One way is revenue sharing. If a certain percentage of bowl game payouts was set aside for players, it could be a fair way to distribute the money. This could be managed through player associations or new NCAA rules. Another idea is to include incentives in nil deals for participating in bowl games. Some players already have nil contracts that pay extra for postseason appearances, but making this standard could help more players benefit. Structuring postseason bonuses into player contracts is another option, similar to how some schools already give extra pay for winning bowl games. Creating a player union or association could give athletes a stronger voice in negotiations over postseason revenue. This would be similar to professional sports, where players collectively bargain for a share of league earnings. Better insurance and injury protection for players who participate in bowl games could also make a difference, reducing financial risks if injuries happen during these high-stakes games. When it comes to the biggest bowl games and the college football playoff, the payouts are enormous. For example, teams in the playoff can earn millions for their conferences, especially if they advance through each round. But the players don't see a direct share of that money. They are mostly rewarded with scholarships and nil opportunities, not the big payouts that the games generate. Looking ahead, the landscape of college football is slowly changing. More pressure exists to modernize how athletes are paid. While direct pay from bowl game revenue isn't here yet, combining nil, revenue-sharing ideas, and collective action could lead to a fairer system in the future. For now, players' benefits from bowl games depend on external deals and how willing schools and conferences are to share the wealth. To truly make things fair, the system needs to change so that the players who make these games possible get a fair piece of the pie.